then used to clear your bank account, you've got very little recourse, because you kind of enabled that whole process.
Yeah. Manny, thank you so much for all the tips that you've managed to share with us. I really appreciate it. Manny van Schalkwyk is the CEO at the Southern African Fraud Prevention Services. Be careful out there. It's 11:30. Bali has the latest in Eyewitness News headlines. Good morning.
Thanks, Clement. Good morning. Annual consumer price inflation dropped marginally to 3.5% in November, down from 3.6% in October. This is the second time that year-on-year inflation has slowed after the only other drop in March. Stats SA released the latest consumer price print today. Johannesburg Metro Police are expected to meet with the man that slain DJ Warris allegedly spoke to last. The media personality, whose real name was Warwick Stock, was shot in Joburg CBD yesterday. Stock was with a security team that was looking to install a biometric system at an apartment building. And the Home Affairs Department has confirmed the arrests of 7 Kenyan nationals. The group was apprehended for allegedly processing refugee applications for United States asylum seekers. The department says they are in the country legally after earlier visa applications for them to perform this job were denied. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at midday or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Traveling on the N3 North, we've got delays between Van Buren Road and the Glulies interchange. There's also queuing traffic on the N12 and the R24 West between Edenville Road and the Glulies turnoff. Please be on the lookout there while traveling on the M1, or rather the M2 West. We still have got bumper-to-bumper delays. This is between the Crown interchange and Main Reef Road. Crownwood Road is also backed up along with Albertina Sisulu Road. That's in the Mayfair as well as Amalgam areas. So please approach with care if you're traveling around those areas. In the city of Tshwane, we've got some delays on the N14 South approaching Euphus Road. But the good news is that accident scene we spoke about earlier on the N1 South has been cleared. Traffic is now flowing. And that's your last traffic update from me, Amo Ramela. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
11:32, time for the Sharing Space. This is where we take things a little easy on the show and we share our stories. Whatever story that you want to share with us, you can send us an email on cm@702.co.za. Perhaps it's something that happened at work, in your car while driving home. Maybe, something that piqued your interest. Maybe something you thought about when you were at the gym, or that you saw when you were at the gym. It's any story that you want to share with us. Some of you often share stories because you want advice from our listeners. But so what we'll do now is we'll play a voice note of a story we got from our listener. And then afterwards, we're going to go to your calls and your WhatsApps. If it's something you've experienced, if it's something you're dealing with as well, share your experience with us. How have you dealt with it? And if the listener is asking for advice, please be kind enough to give them that. Here we go.
Good morning to you, Clement, and your listeners. I'm a 32-year-old woman. I live with my partner currently in Johannesburg. Clement, I need some advice because I've been noticing a pattern, right? So basically me and my partner have been dating for at least 3 years now, and each December it's become so stressful since then because my partner and I have completely different ideas of what a proper December should look like. For example, for him, in December, he's all about going big, traveling home, hosting more friends and family brides every weekend, most that kind of vibe, eating out, the busy one, and making sure everyone is enjoying themselves. But for me, December is all about slowing down, especially this year, Clement. It's been such a very, very tough year. Even mine is also a bit tight, and work has been so draining, and there's been a lot happening in my life and also with my mental health that all I want to do is just have a quiet break where we just rest and also make sure that we don't start the new year in debt. Now, the problem is whenever now I start to raise my concerns to him, it's as if maybe I'm killing the vibe, or, you know, like the party pooper, or I'm being negative. Usually I get told that I'm being negative or boring, or that I don't really like people. Meanwhile, I feel like at the same time, my needs financially and emotionally are being completely ignored here. And so we end up arguing even like silly basic stuff like how many events we attend or how much we spend on groceries and outings, you know, things that we're not really supposed to be arguing about. And so I need advice as to, since how do couples in December compromise when the one person, for example, is more outgoing, they want celebration, they want the noise, they want the vibe, and the other one just wants peace and quiet, simple stuff. How do you also sort of stop December from turning into a yearly relationship fight? Because that's where I'm at now, and it's really, really frustrating, Clement.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Okay, couples out there, if you are coupled up, if you are partnered up, you are married up, how do you deal with the different approaches to December? Huh? Because I think that's really at the core of what Anonymous is saying. She's 32 years old, lives with their partner. They may or may not be married. And there seems to be disagreement around how to approach this festive season. She believes that it's been a busy year and she really just wants a relaxed holiday. No busyness of going out, you know, hosting people, going to people's brides too much. You know, she feels she just wants to relax. Whereas the husband or partner is more like, no. You know, we need a party. We need to go out. We need to host people, like lots of energy. And she wants to rest. And I get it in a way, because I'm just thinking here, how do couples often deal with that? Because there's always going to be, of course, disagreements or different approaches to things. This one, during this festive season, how do you guys find a balance? Are you a type of couple that likes going out? So do you go out a lot during this time? Is it a time for you to connect, you know, as a couple or as a family with the kids? Is it the time to go to the village or to go to visit the grandparents or grandmother, great-grandparents? What is this opportunity for you? And in cases where you're not feeling what the next partner wants to do, how do you handle it? I mean, there are some women who don't want to go by Kotisa during this time of the year. They don't want to go to their in-laws because they know how busy that's going to be for them. And as a man, you may not get that. Because if she comes with you and you're going to your home, you are not the one that's doing the chores. She is the one that's supposed to, quote unquote, impress. So how do you balance the two? Do you go maybe for a day or two and then come back? Or is that like a non-negotiable? December time means we're going back home. We're going to be with the in-laws, or the in-laws are coming here. Are there specific rules that you have agreed on with your spouse or your partner around the December period? So whether you are tired or not, you had a hectic year, this is how we do it in this household. Give us a call on 011-883-0702. Anonymous is asking you, like, how do you balance this? If you've got some advice for her, or maybe especially for some of you that have been partnered up and coupled up and married for a number of years, you already know how to handle situations like this. Give us a call on 011-883-0702. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
18 minutes before 12 o'clock. What do you do when it's December time and your husband or wife or partner doesn't really feel like being festive because they've had a tough year, or they don't feel like coming with you back to the village or back to their in-laws, your family, or they don't want to go to their family, they just want to chill and have a relaxed one? How do you balance that, especially when you're living with other people? That's the conundrum that Anonymous finds herself in. How to balance that and how to compromise, because husband wants Dush. Yeah, busyness all the way. Let's do a braai. Let's go out for a drink and all that. And she's more like, let's take it easy a bit. Patrick, you're calling us from Pretoria. Good morning.
How's it, Clement? How are you doing?
I'm all right, Patrick. How do you guys do it with do this?
Yeah, so I think one thing that we're not really good at, especially as, I'll say it, I'm a black guy, right? Married to a black lady.
Yeah.
And typically come festive, and it's not only December, it could even be Easter or any time that you're on leave, right? Especially as a couple, if you're taking leave at the same time or on holiday at the same time, which is typically your Easter and December time. What typically happens is that you get to December, then all of a sudden, it becomes very random, And one thing we haven't, I think, been very good at is managing that randomness. And what we've done in my family is almost by September, August, September, we already have a plan for what is going to happen in December from the day we take leave, right? And I think marriage is about being accountable to one another, because I need to manage an expectation, coming from my better half, my wife, and she needs to manage that expectation from me as well. So there are things she likes and there are things I like, right? And then, already, halfway through the year, we already know what's going to happen in December. We are accountable for each day. We've made our bookings as well. For example, if I like camping, my wife likes a hotel or whatever it is that she likes, we've already accounted for those days, right? And it's a balance. But typically, I think randomness tends to cause this, I'm not sure what the English word for it, disharmony. I'll use the word disharmony. Whenever we're random. And I think the real answer here is being prepared for the time when it comes, so that the expectation yes, planning is very important at work, in anything that we do. Random, we tend to have more fights.
I get it. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Patrick in Pretoria, thank you. Khosi Amang, you're in Roodepoort. Good morning.
Hi, morning, Clement. Look, I believe really that it is about compromise. People are not the same. It doesn't matter who says what. If she has her preferences and I have my preferences, that makes us different. But the bottom line here is that we need to let it flow, let it unfold. As much as it is that season that she, Anonymous, doesn't really consider, a season that has to be hectic. She wants it to be a season to relax, and he doesn't want to. But what she says is that her key concern is finances coming to January into outside this season. But I am saying, let it unfold. The idea is not to quarrel, argue as less as possible. Try to compromise, really, because that's how he feels and you feel this way. Your concerns are real. I believe before she knows it, it will be over. It is that season of joy. As much as, yes, she will not have much joy because of this issue, but some compromise is needed so that you can get over this phase. The reality is that people approach it differently. It is a short phase, by the way. Before we know it, it's just 2 weeks, it will be over. So that's really my advice to her. Let it unfold. Go a little bit with the flow. Be tough where you have to be tough. Try to see where you can compromise, where you can save on your side. Try as well to punt here and there to say, can we at least not do 1, 2 and do this and that, so that you can really go through the process. Before she knows it, it will be over. And I want to say to her, trust me, she's not alone. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, got you. Khosi Amang in Roodepoort, thank you for your call. Here's some WhatsApp voice notes.
Clement 782. I think mostly families and partners, they avoid their own personal issues or personal enrichment by clouding themselves with functions, events, and people to an extent that they can't stand each other or being alone. So you see, this listener, she needs that time maybe for herself and for the partner, for them to connect, to do things that she wants to do without just having to go around and sometimes even pretend to be all hyper. Well, that's not who you are, or that's not what you want at that current space.
You're not feeling.
Clement, now for me, it's a great opportunity to see everyone, old friends, family that you hardly see them. If you have a chance, you go there. You've got families that you have never seen maybe in the past 5 years, all those things. This is the best time because everyone is back at home in the villages. Because even if when we are here in Gauteng, we don't even visit each other. It's difficult, it's rough. So when we are home, at least you don't have to make a lot of effort to see someone that we have not seen in a long time. Because you are around, you are local. Thank you, bye.
Good morning, Clement and your team. It's Andrew Palan here. What we normally do with my partner is just that we sit down, we plan together, and from the financial perspective, we also treat December as a normal month. So we plan together, and yeah. But what I'm picking up here from the lady who just sent the voice note is that they're not playing together. Their plans are independent, hence they are forever fighting. But if they can sit down and plan together from the financial point of view, everything will go well. They will avoid fights and all of that. But what I'm picking up is that their plans are independent. They are not one, they are not united. Until they're united, there will be forever fight when it comes to December. Because, you cannot fight over December, just over a 1 month thing. So plan together, guys. Sit down, plan together, and yeah, you will never go wrong. Thank you.
Good morning, Clement. Regarding the lady who just sent a message about her partner wanting to party up and to party, and then she just wants to relax. What I see is that the problem is that this relationship, the problem started at the foundational phase. They never communicated with each other as to what is it that they want at certain times of the year. It is not that her husband is selfish, no. The problem is that they never communicated with each other as to what is it that they want, what is it that they prefer, what is it that doesn't make them happy. And that's why the problem started. Because from what I see right now, it doesn't seem as if this relationship can be saved.
Are we already there? I just feel like this is a hurdle that they just need to figure out. And I think I'm glad a lot of you are mentioning compromise, because it really does take compromise, right? On the WhatsApp line, Lungi in Swakopmund in Namibia says, "Hey Clement, ish marriage and partner life, shame. When you hear such stories, you really appreciate the space of single land. That being said, vision is critical when two people are united, because every event gets evaluated against the vision and the goals of the union. Any deviation should prompt both parties to re-evaluate. Now she is the only one actively seeking a solution to this scenario, yet the partner seems comfortable in his own space and happenings. They both need to work together to find a solution that meets both their needs." Yeah, Lungi, I agree with you. In fact, the partner can't also just say, "Yeah, but it's December, I just want to have lots of fun." As much as she must accommodate him and be able to compromise and do some of the fun things with him, he must also be able to compromise and say, "Okay, cool, we can do all the other things, but maybe we're not going to host, or we're going to limit we have 6 invitations to brides and parties, will only do 3. What's his compromise? I think that's going to be important as well.
Hi, Clem, Mike in Orange Grove. The most important thing is to plan these things ahead of time. I'm picking an element whereby nothing was planned. and then come to December, then you are deciding what to do. If you had spoken about these things from the beginning of the year or during the course of the year that, hey, for festive, what do we intend to do? Then you can do all of those things. You see those things gelling it up together, the ideas gelling it up together, you know. But if you don't plan anything, also again, it's an element of planning. That's when you see that there's always that challenge that come to December, this one is deciding to do that, this one is deciding to go away, and so forth and so forth. Then we have situations like this, like that of clashing. And setting up your goals for the year or for the year ahead. If seriously the funds are not gelling up, both of you should know, and both of you know that we need to cut down on this and that and that. Because mind you, December holiday, most of the time, maximum, it might be 3 weeks. If you are opening late around 13 January and you close work around 15 or so forth, you know, or 19, you know. So it's about planning. That's what I see here. You plan your things ahead of time. That helps you out at the end of the day not to have issues and fights in December. Thanks.
Yeah, no, got it. It's going up to 6 minutes before 12.